Hey guys, today I want to do a video that's a little bit different than usual. I'm not going to be doing anything with video games, no editing, nothing like that. I'm going to be talking to you about anime. And not just any anime, my personal favorite anime, Fooly Cooly. Now, the reason I want to talk about an anime that's almost 2 decades old is because there's 2 more seasons being released this year, one of which actually starts this weekend. Anyways, I don't want to dwell on that. I'd rather talk about how fantastic the original run of the anime is and how well it holds up today. For those of you who have never heard of or watched Fooly Cooly, do it. Can you just can you just watch it? Okay? Just watch it. Alright, enough of me pushing the show on you guys, I'm actually going to talk about it. Fooly Cooly is a coming-of-age story revolving around Naota, a middle school boy who doesn't quite know his place in the world or even in his family. Everything gets pretty wacky once Haruharu Haruko shows up. Yeah, that's her full name. Just bear with me. So, I'm not going to go too in-depth in the plot because even though it's only a 6-episode series, there is a lot to cover. Like, a lot. Basically, to sum it up, Haruko is looking for the intergalactic pirate king Atomisk, and Naota's forehead is a gateway to Medical Mechanica, who keeps sending robots to fight a war against Haruko. It sounds pretty crazy, and you're not wrong. But you'd be extremely surprised to see how much they pack into these 6 episodes. It's somehow vague enough to allow crazy events to happen, but it fills you in enough to make sense and keep you invested to the plot and the characters. I can't really say much more because I don't really want to spoil an 18-year-old anime. But what I can say is that even though the show seems random and nonsensical, most of what is thrown in has some sort of hidden meaning or symbolism that really boils down to the hardships of becoming an adult. In fact, when you look at the episodes and the underlying meanings of them, they mostly deal with adult struggles. Responsibility, doing things that you don't like to but you have to do, and also dealing with emotional relationships. They all play a huge role in the show. Some of the best parts of the show involve Naota realizing some of these issues and acting as any other middle schooler would, usually playing it off until push comes to shove. But these situations really make Naota a relatable character. We've all gone through love issues, or family issues, or taking on responsibility that we don't want to. Interlacing these real issues into the wilder events of the show somehow makes it feel a lot more grounded than a lot of other anime. Take Dragon Ball Z for example. You can't really relate to the characters that much because every plot event is a world-ending risk, and the story is driven through fighting. Now, you might argue that you would have to watch Dragon Ball to relate to the characters, which is true, you do relate to them a little bit more through that show, but you lose all sense of connection as the same events occur in Dragon Ball Z. Oh no, the Saiyans attack! Oh, let's go to Planet Namek! Wait, Frieza's there! Oh, how about some androids? You get the picture. There's no real plot, it's just the same event with different faces. Now, don't get me wrong, that's not to say I don't love Dragon Ball Z. I'll always have a fondness for it, but it's grown a lot more stale as I've grown older. Fooly Cooly counters this by mixing the real and the wild, and it also counters it by being such a short series. They didn't run out of any ideas because they didn't overexert themselves. When you have a multi-series story that runs over 500 manga chapters and over 500 episodes, you're bound to run out of ideas. A short and sweet story that allows you to fill in some gaps for yourself is much more desirable, and keeps you thinking after the show is done. Now, since the series is so short, I've binged through it probably about 20 times, and I feel like I notice more and more every time I watch it. There are tons of little Easter eggs, hidden meanings, and some plot points you might have to put together for yourself. Dialogue you might have missed might fill in some gap that might not seem fully coherent right away. But that's another strength of the show. The major plot points are usually revealed outside of the action-packed crazy scenes, which helps you follow along with most of what's happening. Some of the other things that you can piece together are symbolism and what each character and event really means. Kanti, the once evil and now house-made robot, is truly a symbol for being an adult and all of the things that Naota must unwillingly do to grow up. With each hardship that Naota is forced to face with Haruko and Kanti, he steps up to the plate and knocks it out of the park. Not literally, he sucks at baseball. Seriously, that's part of the show. But it all comes back to Naota symbolizing his departure from adolescence and attempting to find where he really fits and who he fits with. There are a lot of other things I can talk about, but I'm really rambling at this point, and I don't want to hype up the show too much. But for real, you should give it a shot if you like anime and you want a relatable yet crazy plot. It'll take less than 3 hours of your life. It's only 6 episodes, and if you hate it, well, then I hate you. But now, it's time to talk about my true favorite anime. Corey in the house! Aha, it's a party every week, baby!
Here we go. I'm the